What's going on, guys? Welcome to Goonie Garage. My name is Nick. Today we'll be doing an EGR delete on my 2000 BMW 328i. It's an E46. It's pretty stock. All I got done to it is just basically a cold air intake. Well, just an air filter on here. It's not really bolted down. The car has 220,000 miles on it. I got access factor wheels, 5x120s. Majority of it, the car's pretty stock. So yeah, let's get to this today. It's a very simple job. All I got is a EGR Delete kit from WSX or WSD. I don't know. I'll put the correct company's name in the video somewhere. All it is just a gasket, a block off plate, some new hardware and everything for it. Over here on the E46, it is right here. So what this basically does is delete the secondary air pump because I don't need this anymore because of the fact that I have catless headers down to a MagnaFlow exhaust. It's a very simple job. All you gotta do is first start off with a 10 mil. This is really just to give you more room. Take off that 10 mil bolt, and then you pop out this thing, unplug this connector right here. Unplug it, there you go, and then undo this clip, this black clip right here, just to pop this off, and then you can easily just push it out of the way, get out of there. I know this engine bay is a bit dirty, please don't mind that. It's common BMW, it leaks oil practically everywhere. So next step is to disconnect the secondary air pump from the bracket over here. So then there's 3 bolts. There's one here, one right here, and there's supposed to be one back here, but I lost that one. So it's a 10 mil. Just loosen up these 2, or it's supposed to be 3. Alright. And this whole thing comes up, and then you have one connected down here. You just squeeze the side of it right here. It's connected, you squeeze the side of it, it'll pop right out. Now you can push this out of the way for right now. Just push the connectors out of the way. Alright. And then you can probably leave this on, this bracket on, but I'm gonna take it off because there's no use for it. This is also 10 mil. There's 3 bolts. There's 2 at the top and then 1 underneath right down there. Sorry about that, I accidentally turned off the camera. This is my first video, so still getting used to it. I meant to flip the screen up, but I hit the on off button. I hit the on off button by mistake. So I really don't like using eBay parts because eBay parts never fit. So what I originally did is I bought eBay headers. I believe they were, I want to say, they weren't DASA. They were like some DSA, some $100 cheap eBay headers that they didn't bolt up directly to my stock exhaust at the time. So I ended up trying to fabricate the stock exhaust, didn't work out. I ended up having to buy a whole brand new MagnaFlow exhaust, which is pretty nice because, you know, the car sounds pretty good. These cars, I don't want to ever straight pipe this car because in my opinion, straight 6s straight pipe don't sound good at all. I mean, people have other opinions, but that's mine. But yeah, so we'll get back to this. So those are the catless headers. The car is a bit hot. I just got done driving it. Probably should never work in your car after you're done driving it. So This vacuum line eventually is going to get capped off because this vacuum line runs to this EGA header. It's hot. It runs to this EGA header, or valve, that's probably the correct term. So that runs to this. So in order to prevent your car from having a vacuum leak, you're going to need to cap this off. So there's 2 bolts holding on this EGA valve. Try to give you guys a better angle here. There's 2 bolts. They are, here's one right here, and the one's on the direct other side of it. It's this worm clamp's blocking it, but it's on the other side right here. So I believe it's an 11 mil, if I remember correctly. Nope, it's gonna be another 10 mil. So you're gonna undo these 2 bolts down here. It should really come off very easily. Just loosen them up. They're very easy. So the reason why I took off the wiper fluid reservoir is to just to get better access down here to this to these bolts, because they are on they are on an angle. So after you get those 2 bolts off, you're gonna now take off this valve, which it should just slide right off, but again, it's hot, so I'm not trying to burn my hand. There you go. That slides off, and then you just deleted, I think this weighs, I think like 5 or 6 pounds, this whole secondary air pump thing. So a little bit of weight reduction, and it kind of takes out this whole area, frees it all up, probably for better heat distribution and stuff like that. I'm trying to see if there's an old gasket on here. Ha, there is an old gasket on here. Wasn't too sure about that. So take out this old clapped out gasket, just put that on the side over there. And now I could use some mounting. I could use the new mounting hardware provided, but I don't think I'm gonna, just because they're studs, and I hate taking out studs because you have to do like the 2-nut method, and to me it's very annoying. But so as I was saying before, you have the 2 bolts right here. Here's the one that was hidden, and then you have this one right here. This whole thing comes out. I'm gonna take some paper towel or something just to clean up the gasket surface a little bit, because I do want this to seal pretty good. And I guess I gotta change my valve cover gasket. I've changed it once before, but as you can see, it's still leaking a little bit, or maybe it's just some residual oil from something. But yeah, you can see my frame rails are all coated and everything, and oil and stuff. So yeah, it's kind of gross. But so the really good thing about this car, and I do live in the northeastern part of America, so we do have a lot of salt on the road around here. But the good thing is it's covered completely in oil. There's barely any rust on this car. So I picked this car up from a friend of mine for $400 because it didn't run, and it sat for like 2 or 3 years. So it didn't run, but I got it running just for basic maintenance, spark plugs, coil packs, cleaned out the fuel rail, did some gaskets here and there, and runs like a dream. But yeah, so the only thing that's wrong with this car, rust-wise, is that there's this little bit of bubbling going on right here in the quarter panel, but it hasn't moved at all. There's a little bit of bubbling going on there, and then there's a little bit right here on the bottom of the door. Other than that, this car is completely rust-free, and that's one of the main reasons why I bought it, or bought it as a project car, because of the fact that I mainly just wanted to start with a car that had 0 rust on it. That was my biggest thing. I didn't care if the car ran. I don't care if, like, you know, the motor was damaged or whatever. That can be replaced. It's just, I don't like doing body work. So going back to this, I'm gonna go grab a quick paper towel and a little bit of something just to clean off the little bit of gasket surface we have there. So I got some just some regular old brake cleaner and a rag. I'm gonna try to clean up a little bit of this gasket surface over here. Scotch-Brite would probably be better for this, but I don't think I have one. I also didn't really look. We have threads a little bit. Take the oil off of them. This is going to be really good. So the whole point of having the secondary air pump for this car is so the car leans out when you first start it, just to heat it up, heat the cats up faster. So the main reason why I'm deleting this is because I don't have cats, so it's not really necessary, and it really sketches me out in the whenever I go first start the car on a cold start, and the whole car just decides to lean out. Sounds like it's misfiring, but it's not. It's completely normal for the car. So, but when you have cats, it's really, it's not that bad. But I didn't even have this whole valve hooked up, just because of the sole fact that, you know, I didn't really need it. So, and you don't need to don't need to at all buy this delete plate. If you have the fabricating capabilities, you can simply make one. I don't, so I'm forced to do this. All right. So I cleaned the gasket surface pretty decent. The best I could was just some brake cleaner and a rag. Alright, so the kit comes with a block off plate, a brand new gasket. You want to get, if you're buying a kit, you want to get one with the gasket, because you always want to swap out a gasket if you're taking something off. New studs and new bolts. So I think I'm going to use the new bolts, but I'm not going to use the new studs, because in order to get these out, you're going to have to use the two nut method, where you put one nut on, nut on top of it, and then you spin off the bottom nut to take out the stud. But I'm not going to risk it, because this car is old, and I feel like that's just unnecessary if the hardware is at least good on the car. So all you do is take the gasket, slip it on there, take this block off plate, slip down on top of it, and then, like I said, I'm not going to use the new studs. I am going to use the new bolts though. So take the bolt, just thread it on by hand just to get it started, and then you're going to take this bolt, put that on, get that started. Alright, so those are hand tight. Alright, now let's grab the 10 mil, which is over here, and you just tighten it on. So then that's basically it. You got your block off plate on now, the gasket's on there, things are already hot from sitting on the motor. So the gasket's on, everything seems tight, everything's good. Now the only thing I have to do is tuck this wire up out of the way, but I think I'm going to do that when I tuck this wire up out of the way. I think I'm going to do it behind the wiper fluid thing, so it's just up and out of the way. All I have left to do is just cap off this vacuum line, but I don't think I have a vacuum line cap. I'm going to have to go look for one, or go to the store and buy one. Let's see. Yeah, let's go to the store real quick and buy a vacuum cap. This is Big Red. It's my Big Red Beatrice. She goes by a lot of names. She sounds right. Now this car is straight piped because it's a V8. If you're not straight piping your V8 cars, I feel like you shouldn't own a V8 then, because all V8s deserve to be straight piped. Alright, we're back from the parts store. or just the local Pep Boys. Ah, no! Picked up an assorted vacuum line kit, just to cap off this one vacuum line. And we're just gonna see which one fits. Feeling the small. So what we're gonna do is just take this vacuum line to my hand and this vacuum cap. Just gonna shove it. Oh, this one's a bit. Let's try this one. That's too big. One tighter fit. There we go. Shove it. Oh, don't do that. See, things are fragile. Let's go. So, that's all you gotta do. Can I see it? There you go. Just put a cap on there, and then you just gotta take a. Well, it's a tight fit, but I'm just gonna put a small zip tie on it just to make sure this thing doesn't go anywhere. Nope. No. Ah! Jesus. Good thing. Always get a protection plan on your cameras. Okay, that was a close call. So. There we go. So. That's all you gotta do is put a vacuum cap line on it just so you have no vacuum leaks. Now, of course, I didn't bring a knife and cut this, and that's all she wrote. Just gonna take this and tuck it up here. Let's try to stick it under here just so it's out of the way. Oh, maybe not. If I do this. Also, with my cast headers, I had to delete an O2 sensor. But luckily that hasn't come up as a check engine light on my car, so that hasn't come up as a check engine light because of a reason I have. So the reason why my O2 sensor hasn't come up as a check engine light is because the ECU I have in this car, when I first bought this car, like I said, it didn't run. Well, it ran, but I had to put this car home from my friend's house. And it wouldn't run, I guess, efficient. It would just die randomly, so you have to keep your foot on the gas a lot. So in my process of trying to get this car started, I had to dig around. I had to dig around the car trying to figure out what it was. And the culprit was the ECU was bad, I guess. So the ECU had a little bit of water damage in one of the plugs, I guess from sitting for so long. So what I did was I bought an ECU off Jimmy Oaks, who, I don't know if you guys know who that is, but he's another YouTuber. So he was selling one of his old BMW motors, and I went to him, explained to him my problem, and he sold me his factory tuned ECU. So I plugged that right in, and it start the car right up. So, but along with it being factory tuned, he deleted off the O2 sensors. So this car can run perfectly fine without an O2, or I won't throw a code for an O2 sensor. What I'm gonna do now, real quick, while I was at the store, I bought some good old off-brand Purple Power, super clean. It's just a foaming degreaser. Just want to clean up a little bit around here while this is all, you know, exposed. Alright, so the only thing left to do is, for one, pop that back in, and then I'm just gonna push this out of the way here, just so I can clean up this area back here. I should have bought this degreaser sooner. It's a pretty good degreaser. Let's push that over there. There we go. Just clean up all this. Definitely gonna make a video of washing this bay. because my God, this bay needs it. Just all the cracks and crevices have so much grease and oil and stuff from sitting for so long and being driven. So this car was also a commuter car. So it went to just driven for work and stuff like that. Alright, there we go. Pop that back in. And then we are going to, you're not the plug I'm looking for, you're the plug. So, it's just this plug, how it came out. Plug that back in, and you gotta take this clip, this bracket right here, just clip it back onto the side of the wiper. A secondary air pump plug right here. I don't want to cut it out of the harness, just in case if I ever go to resell this car or something, I can easily install that back in. You know, look how much room there is now over here. Just from taking out that secondary air pump. Look at this. Look at all that room. Alright, there we go. So the only thing left to do is install this bolt back in. There we go. Let's wipe this off a little bit. Go. Alright. And there you have it. You have your EGR deleted. All that ample amount of room right there. Because eventually, so this is my first project car. And I do have a lot of plans with this car. You know, I have a spare motor sitting in my shed currently. I eventually want to boost this car, you know, make this a real first car, like project car, and make it the centerpiece of this channel for however long I decide to do this for. So the only interior mod I have done on this car is just aftermarket head unit and Sparco steering wheel. See, as you can see, we have 222,000 miles on this car. Still runs like a champ. If you keep up on the oil and everything, these cars will last you a long time. Just check if any leaks or anything around here. There's a big leak. I think there's a big leak down here. I can feel the air coming out of it. Oh, that hurt. I just tapped the header by accident. That seems alright. Alright. I'm gonna give you guys a few sound clips of the exhaust. That's it running at idle right now. That's going to conclude this video for today. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to see more content and you want to follow me on my journey and the build of this E46. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.